how does somebody know when they need management? You know, you'll see some DJ who's just starting out and trying to get his foot in the door at clubs, and he's running around with his boy from high school talking about how he's his manager and like, you know, talk to my manager.
That's how we started.
Kind of, you look goofy sometimes, depending on, you know, how you say it, how you represent yourself.
Yeah.
Some people are like, they think that the fact of them saying I have a manager makes somebody else perceive them as larger than they are.
And I think that also is true if done correctly. If someone's like, oh, give this to my management team. And they're like, oh, you have a management team. Like, what does that consist of? What do they even do for you? You know, at the end of the day, like if you get booked and you do a good job and they're coming back, I think they've done their job. I think the management has done its job.
Well, all right. Battle raps cause I've shaken grown men to the point that they can't even face their own friends. That's why they rhyme about jewels, not life, cause the ice on which they skating is so thin.
Welcome back to the Party with Strategy podcast. Very special guest joined us today. I'm excited to get to know this man a little bit more. He's making some waves. He's here in the city, and we're going to find out why exactly. I'm not thrilled that you came in here challenging my mustache, but it is what it is. And, you know, we'll roll with the punches, but how you feeling, my boy Barry?
Good. Feeling good. I'm happy fall's actually here now. We were just talking about that earlier. I feel like we don't really get any fall here.
Yeah.
There really isn't hoodie weather. It's normally snow jacket and coat weather.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's hot again. So it's feeling good. Today's nice.
Yeah, you're like my fiance. She loves she walked outside this morning and said it's cozy. I said it's freezing.
It's cold. You think it's cold? Where are you originally from?
I'm from here, but I love the sun and I love the summer. Yeah. I'm not mad at the fall weather, but like I wouldn't call it cozy.
I mean, it's crispy.
Crispy's a better word.
Yeah, it's crisp.
Cozy is not.
Yeah, I think
cozy's like warm. I'm like, babe, what's going on here?
Yeah, I think we agree on that. I don't know if I can be on your fiance's side on that one, but it definitely feels good. It's good. It smells good. You get that good feeling when you wake up. It's like a little colder in the morning. It feels like around 60s during the midday. It's good.
Yeah, it's nice out there. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. I'm not
a big fan of the rain though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I don't like the rain either, unless it's thunderstorming hard and it keeps you inside. A movie gets put on.
What's your go-to thunderstorm movie?
I'm a big Marvel guy. Like, honestly, one of my favorite movies of all time is Iron Man. I think it's produced well. I think the actors are great. It's cast well. The music's good.
The original, the first one?
First one. The Playboy Iron Man. He's the best.
That's a good one.
He's goated.
That's the one AM's in, right? DJ AM?
Yeah.
Isn't there a scene where there's a DJ with Jon Favreau?
Yeah, Favreau's in it. I mean, the cast is crazy in that one. And, like, they just did the CGI is great. Like, it's just like, that's a classic movie. It's a very good movie.
You know what I noticed recently, actually? Have you ever seen From Dusk Till Dawn? Old Tarantino movie?
I have not.
You should watch it. It's incredible. But I watched Sinners.
Sinners is good.
Amazing movie.
Sinners is good.
And it reminded me a lot of From Dusk Till Dawn. They took a lot of inspiration from that movie. So then I went back and watched From Dusk Till Dawn. And the opening scene, somebody gets lit on fire in the scene. And I mean, this movie, it was filmed in the 90s. So for them to get that done, there wasn't CGI. They had to actually light somebody on fire. Like they put somebody in a fire suit and lit them on fire. And you see that on camera. And it's like way more shocking than the CGI that we're used to now. Like, I feel like, you know, everything's goes in circles. So like, you would light people on fire for your movie, and then like that was whatever. It just got old. It was normal, and then CGI came on. We're like, holy shit! Look at this CGI. Look at Avatar. You know. But now we're so used to it. Seeing an actual human lit on fire on film is like, whoa.
That's next level now.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
it's like it was really shocking how like the fundamentals. The back to basics.
Yeah, I agree. Like when they used to do like model cars or trains, they would just blow that shit up. Now it's CGI, but now if you did that on a production, you'd be like, holy shit, this production value is crazy.
Yeah.
Which, you know, they do that still. And then you appreciate it and you can tell. You can see the real fear in people's eyes when that stuff is being done. You don't have to act that out. That's in front of you. That's real.
Yeah. Technology advances and then it goes so far that getting back to the original is we start craving that, I think, you know?
Yeah, it's kind of like fashion. It's kind of like music, you know, like a long time ago, not a long time ago, back in the 80s, 70s, when baggy pants and everything was there. That's all back. I mean, I'm in these now. Yeah. I never used to wear baggy stuff. It was all tighter. It was all tighter jeans, like a little sleeker style.
Yeah, you wanted a little dick print coming through your skinny jeans. You wanted to show people
what you were walking with.
Yeah.
Now that is not the case. That's not the case.
We're back to hiding it.
We're hiding it now.
We're back.
Don't want anyone to know.
To the mystery of what's under there.
We get it.
So, I want to know. You obviously are a Chicago resident. When did you move here?
Moved here in May of 2018, right after graduation. Went to Indiana. Came up here for work. Not in the music industry. I was doing some sales work. Worked at Grubhub for a while. Pandemic hit. I think a lot of people were in some different spaces in the pandemic. After the pandemic, worked for JP Morgan in some finance role, and then realized I didn't really like being back office. It was a nice experience. They're great people over there. Then went to the logistics industry. Got a lot of good sales and like upper management experience, learning to talk to different people, CEOs, like higher up. But again, still not what I really loved. Always loved music, always loved production, always loved like the marketing and the movies and like the theatrics of everything. And I kind of wanted to dabble and just see what it was like, get my feet wet. And it didn't really come to me as like an opportunity. It was more, I wanted to help some friends out. I have a lot of friends that are in the music industry, or DJs or producers. And I just was like, you know, guys, you have a lot of talent. Why aren't you playing, you know, bigger shows or at different clubs or bars, blah, blah, blah. And they were just telling me, it's like, you know, it's fun to be the pregame DJ, but sometimes it's a lot different than getting booked and actually making a career of it. And I was like, well, would you ever want to do that? They didn't really know, but they were like, you know, why don't we try it out? Why don't we give it a shot? So my first time managing a few DJs was Dantas, who's a really good friend of mine, a group called Chanel, but they're Louisville boys, and a DJ called Jake Blue. And I started booking them in Chicago. The first gig we ever booked was Hubbard Inn 2024 St. Patrick's Day. And then since then, it's just been kind of rolling. And, you know, it was management at the start, which we still are. The bedrock of Solicitous is management and artists, you know, relations. But people kind of started seeing what we were doing, seeing people get booked, getting some extra money in your pocket. And, you know, when you start doing that, it feels real. It feels like you can really do something. It feels like you have a platform. And that's what we were giving these guys. And other people started seeing it. They started joining on. We started getting a bigger roster. And that's kind of how it got going.
So, yeah, your company is Solicitous, and it's artist management.
Correct.
And you're not Jewish.
I am not Jewish. Barry is not. Barry is Jewish, I think, right?
You could be like Barry Weiss. Yeah, you could be. Yeah. You could be a Jewish Barry.
Yeah, my late grandfather was Jewish. Was not.
You got a little bit in there.
What?
You got a little bit in there. Yeah, there's a
little bit in there. I can go on birthright. That I know.
Okay.
I can go on birthright. Never did.
All right.
Regret that.
I was gonna say, like, have you ever seen Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I have.
Have you ever seen the episode where he gets the lawyer and then finds out later that he's not Jewish and he's like, oh, I'm fucked? Like,
I have not seen that one, but I can already imagine how that one goes.
So no one's ever hired you as their management and then found out you weren't Jewish after and then dropped you.
That one has not happened yet, but I kind of want to push that out there and start making people think that I am. Maybe get more business.
That's the whole premise of the episode. Is this guy is like, he's got like Jewish artifacts around his office. He has like a Jew accent.
He leans into it hard.
He's really leaning into it, but he's not saying that he's Jewish. He's just he's walking the line, you know.
Yeah, I know. I can see how that could go. Yeah. Might have to get on that. Gotta get the marketing team on that one. Start pushing the line, but not actually fully opening the envelope.
Yeah, that could be good.
Yeah.
So you're full-time Solstice.
Full-time
You
Solstice.
left
Yeah.
banking and sales and logistics and all that.
Yeah. As of December 24, have been full-time. So coming up on a year here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
thank
big.
you.
That's
Thank
tight.
you. It's been really cool. It's one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life is giving my all to something I really, really love. And I'm sure you can fully relate to that. Like you have so many things going on and you're giving everything you have to them. You're producing it. You're working, you're signing the contracts of the people you're working with. You get to choose who your circle is. Like I loved my past companies. I really did, but I never got to make those big decisions that I felt that I could actually add a lot of value to these organizations. And now it's mine. Now it's my organization. I say, who's here and who's not. And we've built an incredible team. Shout out the Solstice team. Everyone does a great job. Everyone has a place, and it's great. What we've built is great.
Nice. And I didn't even, to be honest, when I first started hearing Solstice, I didn't know it was artist management. I thought it was like events.
It is events.
And promotions.
So we do promotions for our artists' events. But yeah, the bedrock of Solstice is artist management. And we started doing events because it's way more lucrative. There's a lot of money and it fuels what we're doing as an artist management team. Now, we do love to produce big events. And I actually, since getting into events, I think our first Solstice sessions was actually in my apartment in Lincoln Park. We put like 90 people in my living room and we produced it well. And we had the 3Ks, had the A9, like had a lot of speakers in there, a lot of lights and power, but it blew up. A lot of people really liked what we were doing. They liked our artists. They liked our sound. And once we realized, the ticket sales and all that kind of stuff and, what goes into that with promotions and everything and sponsorships, that's how I knew we were going to be able to get out, because I started managing artists while I was still working at my logistics position. And I didn't really know I could leave my job until we started doing events, which that was like December or November was like our first. Then we had another one in December for Christmas. And that was actually at the old listening room. Red Room is now what they call it. And that was great. That was a great time, sold out. Like I kind of was like, well, this is something we can really do, really supplement my whole lifestyle.
Yeah.
And, get a good crew around you. And yes, it's definitely not easy. You need people you trust to be able to produce these events and good partners. Once you find out that system, you can really, you can pay for your lifestyle on this. And now we're starting to scale and all this stuff. And recently someone asked me what, one of my goals was, one of my 5-year goals. I never really had one of those back when I was like actually working for someone else. But now it's like, I want to put a music festival together. I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, and we had a music festival called Forecastle, an amazing music festival. It was rock, it's alternative, rap, EDM, house music, like all different genres. But I never knew fully what went on. I haven't actually asked the question to the guys who put it on. I've been trying to get in contact with those people, but I'm pretty sure either got bought or they went bankrupt. But it was on the Great Lawn in Louisville. Have you ever been to Louisville?
Just driven through it.
But when you're driving through it, there's a huge lawn to your right when you're passing through, either going to Tennessee or wherever you're going. But it was the perfect place to host like a boutique festival. And that is one of my dreams, is to bring that festival back and put it back on the Great Lawn.
That's dope. That's a good goal.
Yeah.
I feel like, I feel like it's attainable. I feel like you would
think so
accomplish
too, yeah.
something like that in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Keep grinding.
I think with the right people, the right partners to find the money, it could be possible. I agree.
You said you're scaling right now. I want to know how many artists do you have
under management?
do you represent with Solstice?
Yeah. Right now it's 11.
11.
We have 11 artists in 3 different cities. So we've got Austin. actually 4 different cities: Austin, Louisville, Chicago, obviously, and St. Louis.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what exactly is artist management? Because there's management and then there's an agent. 2 different things,
Yeah,
right? So
absolutely.
what's the real difference? Because I don't even know. I've never had either.
That's a great question. So right now I kind of act as both. So we don't have agency through the big agencies. I book our talent. I promote our talent. I network for our talent. We make sure that they're taken care of. At events, I'll be there to, make sure they need whatever they need. If they need extra drinks, if they need, there's a problem with drink tickets, or there's a problem with their logo being up, if there's a problem with, getting into the club, making sure their guest list is right, making sure they're comfortable, making sure they have everything that they need to perform at the best of their ability. And basically when I reach out to an artist that I'm, courting, if you will, and really want them on my team, like I pretty much don't sell them on Solicitous. I sell them on the time that they'll have if they work with us. Because as an artist, I feel like, and you as an artist as well, I feel like the main thing is just how long can you either be in the studio and, working on your craft, or how short of a time can you get your time booked or your shows booked. And if you can limit that time and then give yourself more time to be in the studio and do the creative things that I can't do, that becomes very important. And that time is probably the most valuable thing we have. So creating more time for the artist is basically, what we do.
Dope. So you're like, are you out doing the schmoozing? Like, are these are kids that are, I mean, I'd imagine that they're people that they don't look forward to going out and schmoozing and talking to people and playing the game and politicking and doing all these things. Because I've done a lot of hating on this podcast on local DJ booking companies. Not so much anymore because I'm sort of locked in at the moment with Celeste and I'm not bouncing around and having to do a lot of the schmoozing and things. But, one of my biggest gripes was like I would be at a spot and I'd be talking to the manager or the owner or somebody and they're like, oh, we want to get you in here to DJ. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's set something up. And they're like, oh, we use so-and-so to book our DJs, so you got to go through them.
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not
Just
going through them, bro.
Yeah,
like those guys book trash and don't pay money. And
they pay you.
They're taking a
coins.
huge chunk of the money and paying out pennies.
Yeah, they pay themselves and they book you.
And that makes sense if you're not out in the streets doing the work. If you're at the crib in the studio, working on something else, and you have somebody who's just slotting you in because they run the booking. Yeah. You're like you said, time is valuable.
Exactly.
You're taken care of. You have time to do this. I spend my time in the streets. I put the work in. Like that's how I've grown my entire career. So that was my, I spent a lot of time on here talking some shit.
I hear you, and to answer, and I feel that because that's how it should be. I mean, to be honest, yes. Will I do the networking and do some schmoozing? Absolutely, but that's what I love to do. I love talking. Like when you invited me on this podcast, I was really excited because I just love to talk. I do, and some of my guys don't, and I respect that. I really do. Like just because you're not out there playing the game, doesn't mean you shouldn't be looked at. Now if you play the game right and you're good at both, that's good on you. And I respect that too, but some of my guys don't. And some of my guys do. Some of my guys do. And the guys who do typically do better because they also can rep their own name better than anyone else. You know yourself better than anyone else. Now I know my guys very well. So I feel like I can, pretty much hold my own repping them over against themselves. But, you know it better than anyone else. Like if you put yourself out there, you will reap the benefit. But I do think I help bridge that gap, getting out there and networking. And a lot of it's a relationship based, like with talent buyers that are part of these bigger clubs, the Ortises and the collectives. Like it's no secret that those guys kind of run the bigger shows. And so, getting getting on their radar and being close friends and doing favors for them and making sure that when they need help, they're taken care of. And when I need help, it's reciprocal, you know? So I think that's another value added as well, is that I'm able to have these conversations and get these emails in there. And sometimes if you're a new DJ or don't have the contacts, it is hard to break in and get your stuff responded to. So I think there's that aspect too. It's a lot of relationships. It's, again, like everyone says, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Absolutely.
And growing up, I didn't even know what that meant. I was like, that just sounds crazy. But like, that's the truth. That is the truth in every industry I've ever been in. That is bar none the most important thing.
Yeah. So if you have 11 artists on your roster, are you like trying to cover certain bases? Do you have like guys that can do this certain format and, you know, guys that can do house, guys that can do open format, guys that can do hip hop? Or are you all one genre? Like how does it work when you're trying to put together your roster?
Yeah, I love that question. At the beginning, I kind of looped everyone in the same group because we were so small, and I was like, let me just give opportunities to everyone equally. Because it just, one, it felt right and fair, and it felt like everyone kind of played the same sound. But then, you know, when you have these deeper conversations, when you start managing someone, it's almost like it's a relationship. This is like, you're really, you know, in this person's life. They started to be like, listen, this is what I like to play. You know, I obviously right now I'm just getting my career out there, so I'll play anything. But that's also where your career can go to die. If you start playing anything, people are like, oh, well, he doesn't have a sound. So to your point and your question, yes, I do make sure everyone has their own niche. Like with Twan, he's Chicago house through and through. I would never, you know, book him to a open format show. That's just not his style. Do I have some open format DJs? I do. Do I have some tech house DJs? Yes. Do I have some bass house guys? Yes. Like some more underground guys? Yeah. So like I really try to make sure these guys are booked to the shows that they would really want to be on. And sometimes it is a little more convincing because sometimes they don't know who I'm working with, but I have an opportunity. So I have to like sell them on the show, sell them on the sound. But I do not try to loop everyone into the same group because not everyone is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if a venue reached out to you and they were like, hey, we're doing this night, we are looking for some DJs, we know that you have a roster, can you send us your guys? Do you have like a website? You have like a EPK?
Solicitouspresents.com. Check it out.
And then what every is that like every DJ's EPK is on there and gives them a little
like
bio
an electronic
and tells
EPK through their own link. So if you go to solsticepresents.com/pops, you'll see Pops's EPK. Everything's clickable. You can see some of their past media. It's got their links on there. So it's just an easy way to send it out. Sometimes I just send the PDF. Sometimes it's easier that way, but it's like the older school way. But sometimes I'll just send the link through text and they can just click it and takes them right there. So it's nice. Yeah.
Nice. That's dope.
Yeah.
What, like, how does somebody know when they need management? Because that's a huge thing. Like, you know, you'll see some DJ who's just starting out and trying to get his foot in the door at clubs, and he's running around with his boy from high school talking about how he's his manager and like, you know, talk to my manager.
That's how we started.
Blah, 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 this and that. And it's like, what are you doing with a manager? You're not doing anything.
You're nothing right now. And I completely understand. I think there's different levels to it. And I think anyone who has someone confident enough and excited enough about another person's career, you can use them as a manager. Now, do you need one? You might not, but if you're not good at the networking part, if you're not good at being in the scene all the time, if you're not good at selling yourself, I do think it makes sense. Now, you know, is it going to cost something? Yeah, you're going to have to pay someone something to manage or be a part of your career. But if they're not making you a ton of money or they're not making you money in general, you're not going to pay them anything. So it's like, what do you have to lose? Now, I hear what you're saying. It's like, why do you have a manager? You play bar gigs.
You
like,
just kind of, you look goofy sometimes, depending on, you know, how you say it, how you represent yourself. Yeah. Some people are like, they think that the fact of them saying I have a manager will make somebody else perceive them as larger than they are.
And I think that also is true. I think that is true.
If done right.
If done correctly. If someone's like, oh, give this to my management team. And they're like, oh, you have a management team. Like, what does that consist of? What do they even do for you? But, you know, at the end of the day, like, if you get booked and you do a good job and they're coming back, I think they've done their job. I think the management has done its job.
Yeah. Or the artist, if they did a good enough job.
I mean,
right?
I would be out of a job if my artists weren't good.
Right.
You know, it's a two-way street. And I'll be honest, like I give all my artists their flowers. They're all very talented, whether it's producing, whether it's performing, whether it's being a great stage presence and demanding the crowd to pay attention. They're all very good in their respects and in their disciplines. So it's great. I love like the amount of I was talking to someone the other day about how many shows I've been to this year. Like, you know, personal shows that I go to just for fun, and then my artist shows. I mean, it's definitely in the hundreds, but like I love going to all of them. I truly do, especially when it's my guys. Like they're all evolving. They're all getting so much better. They're all producing on a level that, again, I can't even comprehend because I'm not a producer. But you know, they sending me all their tracks and they're all just doing so well. And it's like having kids and being a proud father, you know, it's just so fun watching your guys go up there, guys and ladies go up there and do just a great job. So it's great. It's really rewarding.
Yeah, that's tight. I mean, how deep, how much input are you asserting onto these guys? You know, are you telling them, hey, wear better clothes, look better, have more stage presence, smile more, do a little bit more movement, you know, play tracks faster, play tracks slower. I mean, how deep does it go when you're developing an artist, right? That's development. Is development and management, are they the same thing?
I think they're in the same conversation. I do think they're different.
Okay.
Like the fashion thing, it's actually hilarious. They tell me what to wear.
Yeah, I'm terrible at fashion.
I'm so bad at fashion. Like I'm like a Lululemon guy. It's just easy. It's all looks good together. It's like hoodie, pants, whatever, you're good. They've made me better at fashion, so I would never critique anyone's fashion. That would never come out of my mouth.
But maybe you saw something. Maybe you go to a lot of shows.
Yeah,
maybe you went to a show
fair.
and you were like, "Oh shit, this dude's wearing something kind of crazy," and it's thought provoking or emotion provoking or whatever it is, adding value.
Yeah. To what you're asking is, I think on the marketing side, on how to present them better, I'll see something on TikTok or Instagram like a big artist did that I liked, and I'll present it to them. But I will never force them into anything, and I would never say, oh, because you're not seeing my vision, like you're just wrong. Like it's a two-way street almost all the time. And at the end of the day, they're still my boss. You know, they hired me. Now, do I run a lot of their career and you know, where I put them? Yes, but they still have the final say. You know, at the end of the day, it's a yes or no, thumbs up, thumbs down from them. So when I suggest something to them, I hope they take it with a grain of salt, because I always do when they give me feedback, and they're giving me feedback all the time, how I can be better, how I can do better. So when I give it to them, it's, you know, it's not a my way or the highway. It's I think this could be good for you. You let me know how you feel about it.
Yeah.
And just how I book them on shows, like, oh, this could be good for a good opportunity. But like, you know, I don't know if it's more you're going to love it and have fun on it, or is it more of a career move to do this show? So it's like, there's just a lot of back and forth. And that's the thing I love. It's a lot of feedback. It's a lot of constructive criticism, which it's a lot of looking in the mirror. It's not easy, but I love it. I really do. I love the conversations. I love the energy. I love where it's taken us so far. I mean, we were just in New York doing a takeover of the one hotel, and that was, you know, something I never thought would ever happen. You got the Brooklyn Bridge in the background, you got the New York skyline in the background, and I'm watching Twan, Pops, and Hashton just rip this beautiful show. And it's just like, you know, that doesn't happen without feedback. That doesn't happen without having a close group together to bounce ideas off of. So, you know, just really, really thankful and really happy with how everyone's been doing everything.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And how about like musical input? You know, if they send you a track and you already said you're not a producer, you're not like musically inclined necessarily, but you love music and you know what makes you feel something when you hear
Absolutely.
it. You know, like if one of your artists sends you a track and you're like, it's not doing it.
Yeah.
Are you straight with them? You let them know, like,
I do.
This is a good start, but it needs something.
I do, but I think it's coming from me. It's like sometimes it is tough because I don't know exactly the technical terms and how to explain it.
Mm-hmm.
So like if there's like a hi-hat that I'm hearing and I don't really know like what is making that sound, I'll just try to make it up in my mind and like send them like a voice chat, like this sound, like I don't know what it is, like how you made it, but like this could be tweaked or something like that. Now, I have to listen to songs a lot to like over and over because I've made the mistake of only listening to it twice and then saying something like, oh yeah, that's actually like happens because of this, blah, blah, blah. Like if you listen to it a few more times, you won't really either notice it or it's getting taken out. So it's like, I do keep everyone straight. I keep them 100, but I also like try to stay in my own lane on that because I don't fully know everything, but you're right. I do know the feeling and I am a huge consumer. So when they send me music, it's more like from the consumer side, like how does this sound? Like it's normally before everything gets mastered and they're like, how is this? Like, are you vibing with this track? What would you add? What would you take out? So I try to keep it like, they're not coming to me like midway through a track. They're like, oh, what needs to be added? Like to get the final touches on here or like not final touches, but like, where should I go with it? Cause they know that I don't really know that part of the music creation process. Right.
Yeah. And I've witnessed this when I lived in Houston. I was at the No Good studio every fucking day. And their manager, who's not musically inclined, would tell them like, it needs something else. It needs to be different. I don't like it. Or, he was always straight up. And there was some times when they'd be like, man, fuck that. Like it would make him mad, not mad enough to leave him or anything, but you get you got some skin in the game. You get a little emotional about it. And there was other times when they were like, yo, he told us to do this and he was fucking right, Yeah.
No, I mean, that makes, I've been telling because I'm also not a DJ. Like I know how to mix roughly. Yeah. Like I could do a song. You might not notice it. But like I'm trying to get more into it, not because I want to be a DJ or want to be a producer, but I like to be able to talk about it technically and like understand. Like I think it's really important to immerse yourself in every aspect of what you're doing. Like even if you own a restaurant, you should know every single piece. You should know how to clean the floors. You should know how to make the best steak in the restaurant. Like, so for me, I do think I have a lot of room to improve in this last quarter and in 2026 is get myself uncomfortable and trying to make some music, trying to maybe DJ a bar set and like understand, what's going on out there. Now the DJing a real set somewhere will not be for a while, but to show everyone I'm willing to put myself in that uncomfortable spot because it's important. You grow a lot when that happens.
Yeah. You got to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
There has to be some aspect of uncomfort in your life.
I agree.
Always. I think.
I agree. I think every morning I wake up a little uncomfortable knowing that I am the start and the beginning, of what we're doing, but I am humbled by it as well. And it's nice to know. And I've got a lot of people to lean on, but yeah, I think you're right. Being uncomfortable is very important and you can't get better if you're not uncomfortable.
Absolutely
you got to know that it's what will help you grow.
Yeah. Now, how about like you use Twan as an example. He's Chicago house through and through. Mm-hmm. And what if he, not that Twan would do this, he's not this guy at all, but what if he was like, oh dude, on TikTok, this bass house track or this bass house stuff is really popping off. Everyone's blowing up with it. I'm going to make some bass house stuff to get my TikTok popping. Mm-hmm. What would you say
to that?
What's your
if Twan did come to me with this, because I'm laughing because I'm like, if he ever even referenced TikTok about a song, I would cry.
He's definitely not that guy.
I get what you're saying. As long as he had a plan, or let me get involved in a plan, and we work together. Maybe we work with some brand people, some music people, like I'm all for it. I love side projects. Like that's why the event game is so fun for me, because it's all side projects. And it's all, but they're all major. They're not like side project probably isn't even the right word, but it's like a new project is something fun. So if Twan wanted to put together like an alter ego or like some kind of new track, like I'd be all for it. I would support it. I would ask him, what can I do first? How can I help? If it's nothing, it's like, let me know when they're out so that I can, push them. But unless it was something insane that I felt would hurt his brand, I would say go for it. I'd say let's run it.
Well, the alter ego thing is that's a big, like, for you to be like, yeah, release whatever you want under as Twan, because it could blow you up on social media, rather than like stay true to yourself and do what you love and who you are.
Oh, I'm hearing what you're saying.
Rather than, if like alter ego, yeah, sure, come up with another alias and then release whatever the fuck you want. Don't tarnish the brand that
Twan
you have
is right now.
Yeah,
that's a good question. I think as a manager, with alter ego being taken out of it, I think I would advise him to stay true to his sound. He's built a great career on it right now. He's hot. He's doing well. He's got some great tracks coming out. He's built a community around Chicago has built a community around this sound, and he's, taken it upon himself in the younger generation to keep that sound alive. And I don't think a few bass house tracks would ruin that.
Right.
But I think, keep staying true to your sound right now would be important. Yeah. And that's what I would tell him. And then we'd probably go back and forth and see, where we land. But that's kind of where I would start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just like, I'm trying to think of all the scenarios if I had a manager. I'm just like, if I had a manager, I would bring everything I'm doing to him.
Yeah.
But really, that's more of like, I feel like what a producer does for an artist is tries to get the best of them, tries to get their, like, that's what Rick Rubin does for people, like they say that guy doesn't know anything about music, has never touched an instrument in his life, but he goes into a room with an artist and he's like, do this, do that, because he can, like, he has some sort of x-ray vision to see exactly who this person is and what they need to express. Their true
self and what they need to do to achieve it.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do. And I'm not going to act like I have that innate skill or anything. Yeah. But I do feel like I can help bring out that top person in someone, the best version of themselves. And if I can't, I will help them find someone who connects with them is that a new producer? Is that, is that working with a new vocalist? Is that finding someone to help, produce their brand better? Like, I'm not going to say that I am the answer or can get all of these things done through Solicitous, but I promise you I'll find someone who will work with us to make it happen. That I can do.
That's dope.
I mean, that I'm very confident in my abilities to have a conversation with someone, sell them what we're doing, and get them on board. And I think all my artists could do that themselves, but I truly believe that I could make it happen faster and do it probably, at a high level, with the people that I know can get it done.
Yeah. And how about, like, are you always looking for new artists? Are there times, like, is your roster full right now and you're sort of focused on doing what you can for these guys, and as you grow then maybe you're looking to bring on some more people? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, right now we got two guys that will be rolling out before end of 25.
You got a couple in the chamber. Some guys that I've been working with for a while and really love their sound. Mainly sound is important. Absolutely. Sound is very important, but work ethic is the most important to me. Someone who really knows what they want, really wants to go hard, and just understands the process, and not only understands it, but loves it, truly likes the process. The journey is just as important. But to answer your question,
Am I looking? Of course. Like I'm looking at the game. I'm looking at what's being played, what's hot, like where your market is, like who you think you are and who you actually are. There's like a big disconnect, I feel like, sometimes on some of these guys. Social media presence, obviously important, and who you are, and like, the people that actually come to our shows and hang out with us. And really, I get to know you on a personal level. But right now, I'd say my bandwidth is probably where I would like to not overstretch it.
Yeah.
But, we're always growing as a team, not just artists. And once we get maybe a few more guys on the team, we would definitely be looking to manage more people. It's a culture fit too. It's not like the other things I said, like the work ethic and the sound. There's some people that I think would be great on our team. And I just don't know them well enough, or don't know how they like to work, or that kind of stuff. Like, I've got incredible relationships in this industry and local DJs, and there are so many out there I'm so proud of. And some of them, we're really good friends, and they're just on their own brand and they just want to do it themselves. And I could not respect that more. And they know that, we support their claim to wherever they want to be. I have, some guys that I put Solicitous promotion behind sometimes when they have a show that we're, maybe producing, or, silently behind the scenes on, or they are moving some stuff forward. So, we like all the local guys, but as long as we find people that we think really connect with us, sound, work ethic, and, culture wise, we're always willing to have a conversation. It's always out there. But I'd say until 2026, those doors are probably closed until then, because I just need to expand the team right now. We're happy with who we have. We really are. But right now I think we're looking, but we're not buying.
Yeah. Got to keep your ear to the streets.
Yeah,
you gotta
for sure.
you gotta make sure you know who's hot, who's bubbling.
Mm-hmm.
When you see someone's name popping up a lot, are you going out to check them out? When you're
Absolutely
going to a DJ set, you're sort of in the crowd listening, seeing what's going on in the booth. It would be dope. Like, I watch a lot of comedy podcasts, and they talk about how when they're younger in the game, they're doing a set at one of the clubs, and maybe some people from the agency are in the crowd, and then, whispers start going around in the green room like, oh shit,
that person's
these
there.
people are here, you better fucking crush it tonight.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be tight if you were at a spot and people were like, damn, Barry's here, bro.
I mean, that would be cool. I
better crush
I
him.
hope maybe that's happened I hope it happens one day, or maybe it has already. I don't know.
Who's that guy right now? I don't even know. This whole like artist being I've always been a DJ my whole life.
Yeah.
I've been a fucking nightclub DJ. I've been like a please the crowd, please management, get your paycheck DJ. Like, and having fun and expressing myself within those parameters. But like, this whole being an artist and having management and like this whole world is new to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like who's hot on the scene right now that like.
Who's like out there?
There's
Like, I know Infinity does a lot of the bookings for Oris, right?
Yeah.
So like, if Infinity was in the club, I feel like somebody would be like,
people
they'd be
know
like, damn,
for
I
sure.
gotta.
He's here watching my set, like,
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite things about Garrett Infinity, is he really loves the scene too. So you'll just see him at shows that he's just checking out. Spy Bar, obviously Prism, and like, the Oris spots, but you'll see him at other places too, and he just wants to love the music. So I try to do the same thing. And if I hear of someone playing that I think is good, I definitely want to go see it. I mean, not even just to like book them, but just to like support. I think it's really important that we support the people that are out there really doing it and starting out, because how else do you get up there? How else do you make it to the next level if you're not being supported by the locals as well? So I definitely try my best. But to answer your question, like, who's the hottest on the scene? I think it's just hard right now, because it's like there's just so many people, and there's people popping up every day that I haven't heard. And it's like, there's still very famous DJs that people will say to me, and I'm like, I have no idea who that is.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're like, how do you not know? I'm like, I'm like, just because I don't know who it is doesn't mean anything. Like I'm actually relatively new to like EDM as a full genre. I think in college was the first time I ever saw an EDM concert. It was
who was
Foster
it?
Damas.
Okay, nice.
On the field at IU. It was pretty sweet, actually. It was
That's
like
tight.
he was an absolute wizard up there.
It was Flosstradamus, just the one guy. It was after they split.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay,
I think so.
because it was two guys, and then they split up. Flosstradamus.
What was their group name?
Well, Flosstradamus was their group name, and then they split up, and the one dude kept Flosstradamus, and the other one became Yeah Me Too. And now he's a fucking yoga teacher and doesn't even DJ.
You know what? It's actually embarrassing, but I was having a lot of fun and don't really fully remember if there was two people up there or one.
Okay.
But I do remember it unlocking that feeling in me. Like freshman year, I was like, this is great. Like I really like this music. I grew up on, rock, alternative, and rap like most of my life, and then country, being from Louisville. So, Detroit, then moved to Louisville, and a lot of that, kind of stuck with me, and it wasn't something that I was like shown, You
do have a pretty deep knowledge of house music though, because I remember at Twan's birthday when he had all those fucking OGs playing, I was asking you who everyone was, and you had all the answers.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know more than the average bear. That is for sure. And I'm proud of that. But there's so much I don't know that, like, I'll be honest, when I'm with some of the really important OGs of the game, like, I do get nervous sometimes because I want to make sure that I'm not saying some of the wrong things, because there is so much knowledge out there about it, about house music and about how it was, started and everything. And I definitely think I know a lot. But I'm very humbled by the fact that I, still don't know, 50% or even more of what it really, takes to know everything. So, but I definitely do my homework. I am a student of the game, as they say, and I really like it. It's fun. It's really rewarding, and I think it's really lucky what we get to do is live in music. And like, I feel very blessed to be able to say that I get to work in music, because it's just such a fun and interesting topic and industry. And like, it's our job. Like, that's pretty cool to me. And being able to, like, your homework is just like listening to more music, reading about more music, reading about like cool venues, and like staying hip on what's happening. Like, it's fun. Now, can it be grueling? Absolutely. Like, when you're listening to a lot of tracks, a lot of new stuff, researching, emailing all the time, all these new talent buyers, like, it's a grind. If it wasn't, everyone would do it. But what a cool industry to be a part of, So, definitely got a little off track on that question, but
I don't even remember what I asked.
I don't either, but but that's the beauty of it. So, yeah, I was going to try to circle it back, but
that's all right.
I'm not really sure where we went on that one, but yeah.
I do.
We are.
Is there someone in artist management that you look up to? Is there someone that you're, looking at like, damn, I want Solicitous to be, that one day?
I see a lot of artists that I look at, and I see their trajectory of their career. And I understand that there's management behind it. Do I know exactly who's behind it? Not really. And how about, yes, like, I know their groups, but I don't know exactly like who the guy is. So there's people I try to like follow, but I would like to, in the next coming months and like coming years, I would really love to have more conversations with artist managers, because I'm sure there's things that I'm doing wrong, or things I could do better. And I'm sure sitting down with like a real agency or a real management service would help me unlock some of those questions. Like the Wassermans and, the United Talent Managements, like those guys live, breathe, and eat it. And like I do too, but on a very, very different level. And picking some of their brains, I think, would be really, really helpful, because you know, that's where I want to go. Like, I know that's a crazy goal, but like, you got to be a little crazy to be able to fucking make it. So
absolutely. And you also don't have to know what you're doing at all. I don't think, at least in the beginning. Like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing when I started DJing, but I just did. I'm like, I enjoy this shit and I'm just going to do it.
I agree. I mean, I think that's the beauty too. And like, that's so nice to hear. Cause I've heard it many times, and even my DJs say it to me too. Like, sometimes I'll mess up. I mess up all the time. You know, I mess things up. I'm like, dude, you just started this less than a year ago. Like, you're gonna still mess up. Cause I'm very passionate, a very passionate person. Like, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Like, I think that's probably a lot of reasons why my guys trust me so much, is like, a terrible liar. I can't hide much stuff. So like, I tell it how I see it. But you're right. You don't really need to know everything. I think you just need to be willing to take it on the chin and grow from every mistake. And like, I welcome the mistakes. Obviously, I don't want them. I don't want them to come through my door. But when they do, it's a privilege. It's something you learn. So, but now I remember the question you asked just now is circling back to who I base, you know, my management game off of. I don't really have anyone. I'd say. I think what I would say is, through my sales experience, through a lot of the jobs that I've had, I base it off a lot of the managers that I've had through the years, and how they kind of operate and how they structure their days and how they kind of, you know, coached me up and managed me. So I'm not a micromanager. That's one thing I know from the very beginning. I was like, I never want to be that. I never want to be up someone's ass. I want to trust. I want to have a lot of trust, you know, extend as much line as possible, enough to hang yourself with it. Because if you don't, then I can really trust you. Mm-hmm. And that's one of my favorite things, is all of my artists, I've given all that rope and I can fully trust them. And if there's an issue, they come to me immediately, because they know two heads is better than one. Even if they're better on the subject, like if it's producing, if it's a type of show or a pivot they want to make in their career, yeah, they probably know it better than me, but two heads is better than one, and two minds on it is good. So, you know, I feel very confident that they will make the right decisions to come to me with it. So that's one of my management styles, is just being able to give them that freedom, and you know, making sure that they feel comfortable with how I'm repping them.
That's dope.
Yeah,
I like that. There's nothing that draws me to someone more than when they're passionate about something and also admit, like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I know that I can figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just something about the overconfidence of like the coked up fucking, I'm this, I'm that, I'm doing this, I have this company, I've done this, I made my first million in this and that. I'm like, if you made your first million in anything, what are you doing promoting at Joy District?
Yeah, because you spent it all and you fucked it all up, probably, you know?
No, or you because they're just fucking lying about any millions.
No, I agree. It's good to be humble. It's good to admit when you're not 100% all the time. Like, it is scary to like be vulnerable with people that you might not know. But at the end of the day, you will be found out. You will. And like, but it's also okay to not know. And like, I mean, it's good to hear though. You know, it's nice to hear, because some people do expect you to have it all figured out, and it is hard. But you know, I don't have it all figured out, but I do enjoy figuring it out. I do like the process. I do like knowing that when I started everything almost a year and a half ago now, full time a year ago, we are like light years ahead of where we were. And, you know, in another year, we could be light years more. So it's like, it's just cool, and it's comforting to know that just because you don't know something doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. You should attack anything that you are passionate about and really like. If that's music, if that's sports, if that's, you know, creating underwater baskets or whatever the hell you're doing. Do it, because you'll figure it out. You will figure it out, and you'll learn from every mistake that you have. Yeah.
Who's your like biggest competition in the city as artist management?
I mean,
Is there anyone?
Truthfully, like I don't know.
I know like Treble Monsters.
Yeah,
they do a lot of local bookings, but then they also have like their artist division
that they hold close.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know many that are doing like, because again, we're managing guys, just like you said, probably don't to the world that's looking in, probably don't need managers, probably not big enough. And I feel like we're maybe one of the first to see that there's a market there and see that there's actually really good artists that can get past that, break that glass door and get through, or that ceiling, or however you want to say it. And management can help, but I don't know of many people that are doing it like we are, or I'm sure they're out there. And this is actually really bad to admit, but I am really head down. I don't look at a lot of competition. I was even in sports and stuff. Like I never really, obviously we game plan, but I didn't really care who was out there because I knew that I would try to outwork them and do a better job. That's not to say that there's competition out there that isn't doing better than we are. There probably are, but I just haven't used a lot of my time to see who that is. But to be honest, I definitely should know who's out there and what they're doing. I would say I more know my competition on the event side. You have your Oris who's doing huge things. You have Collective, you have House Calls. You've got your Dust Dance Moves. You got Thank You for Dancing, obviously. Kyle, shout out Kyle.
Who?
Kyle Casaccio. You don't know? Yeah, I don't know who that guy.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, me neither. Sorry, Kyle.
No, he actually was on this pod and said something really enlightening, something that I never really realized is he was like, with my events, I don't care about the music. I'm not really concerned with the DJs that I'm booking, because the moment that I start becoming concerned with that and focusing on the music, I'm competing with Oris. He was like, I don't want to compete with Oris. I want my events to be about the experience, whereas their events are about the music.
Absolutely. And I respect Kyle for that. I disagree with Kyle on that. Kyle and I work really closely and respect the man a lot, but I think the music is what is the most important of any event. I really do. I believe that. But the difference is he wants to throw an experience. He wants the people to walk in and do the tattoos, do the cannolis, do all this cool stuff. And I genuinely think it's cool. I've been there. I've done that. But our events are they're different. They're a little more minimal. They're about the music. The center focus should always be whoever's performing, whether it's a DJ, whether it's a band, whether it's, the performer on stage, I think should be the center of attention. And that's where our brands, differ. Now, is Oris a competition? Yes and no. I see them more as a partner, someone that we work very closely with. They book my artists all the time, and I'm so thankful for the relationship that we have with them. They do huge events that, let's call a spade a spade. We cannot produce those events. So it's like,
not yet.
Not yet. Exactly. But right now it's like, I don't see that as competition. I see them as competition as you see your older brother as competition. You want to be there. You're not there yet, but you see they help you out. They teach you, but right now they're moving the way they're moving. Can we get there? I definitely think we can, get up to those $100,000, $200,000, produced events, concerts on the water, festivals, that kind of stuff. You get the right money behind you, you can really do whatever you want. You could build a fucking statue of your dick if you wanted to, if you have enough money.
That's actually exactly what I've always wanted to do my entire life.
So if get a big statue of your dick and just put it out there?
Yeah, if that's something you're thinking about doing, please let me know.
I'll let you know for sure.
Thank you.
We'll get it out there. We got to figure out what material you want, though.
I want it to be platinum, obviously.
For sure. I forgot. Well, we can figure that out. We'll put it right on Fulton Beach. It'll be great. It'll be great thing to run after.
I want people. I want it to be close to O'Hare because I want people that are landing in the plane to be able to see it.
I agree. That's a good spot. It'll be shimmering into the pilot's eyes. I'll have to cover it during the peak sunlight hours. A little knock planes out of the sky.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But yeah, I mean, I see everyone out there is producing events is technically our competition, but
competition is not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing.
It's just the reality of if you're in the same industry as someone, they're your competition.
Yeah.
And can you work with your competition? Should you be, collaborating with your competition? Of course.
Yeah.
You're in the same industry. If your industry moves forward from you joining forces, you've done good for everybody involved in that industry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. And I think that's why I don't see a lot of these guys as competition, because we've collaborated with most of them. And we've really enjoyed, collaborating with all these guys and these teams. So yeah, but to your point, yes, they are a competition, and it's healthy. I think it's great. It's great for the industry. It's great for Chicago. I'll say that for sure.
Yeah. I really love where we're at. In terms of people are not going to the clubs as much as they used to, but these curated events and these music focused parties are popping up outside of the clubs. Yeah. And it's refreshing and it's inspiring, and I'm enjoying seeing it.
I agree. I'm liking it too. And I saw this on one of your other podcasts, and you guys were talking about how the club scene is dying. And I'm not going to say I was like a huge club rat right out of college, but I definitely went out a lot. And I'm going out now, but it's, more for work now. But I'm not noticing too much of it actually dying. I do think the wellness industry is blowing up. I think it's always been there, but I think with social media being so prominent, and technology just being way heightened now, that it's just more of a thing that's out there. But I'm not noticing a huge dip in what I'm seeing, especially at our events or the shows that our guys are booked to. I still feel like the rooms fill up just as fast. They're staying just as late. Does it hurt that my guys are great and can keep people there and get them there earlier? No, it doesn't. But I think there's probably maybe a little shift, but I just saw this the other day, and again, I think whatever, it's 50% of all statistics are bullshit or whatever that fake stat is, but of all, yeah. But as I saw 25%, in the music industry, it's house music is the highest growing genre right now. So it's how is that possible if people aren't going to listen to it? I understand it's probably from a producing aspect and a Spotify and Apple Music listening rate, but if you're listening to it, you're definitely still going to shows. So I just don't know how supported that is. And again, I'm not a club owner, so I can't really put a number on it. I just haven't noticed it.
Well, first of all, I think that nightlife and shows are two different things.
That's fair.
Nightlife is sort of more, the local establishments of a city or town or wherever you're at. Fair. A show is more of a special event outside of nightlife. It's its own
that's
thing.
A good point. That's a good point.
But also, I think that nightlife died. I think it already died.
Really?
It died in 2020. And
COVID just killed it.
Slowly has resurrected. I think that we're on the upswing now. We're finally rebuilding. So it feels good right now.
Yeah.
It feels good to me. There's still, some remnants of the death of nightlife, but I think that we are finally back to rebuilding and coming to this whatever is next.
What would you say is makes you feel that it is on its way back? Because I personally, when I come to see your set and Twan's at Celeste, I can feel it in that room. It's alive. But is there something that you notice you're we're on our way back?
Yeah, people are going out for a specific experience, and at Celeste you get multiple different experiences in one building, and you get to feed your ADD as you'd like. You can move rooms every 10 minutes and get a different experience, or you can spend an hour in each room and get a different experience. And the fact that it's a small room with a dance floor, I think that's the basis of what nightlife is being rebuilt on at the moment. These big rooms, these big mega clubs that ruled the world until COVID, they're hard. It's harder to get bodies in there. It's harder to get people to spend $15 to $25 on a vodka soda. It's harder.
Yeah.
Everything it's harder to keep that afloat. So Celeste has been around forever. Yeah, Celeste has been around for 10 plus years, but I feel like right now it's having a huge boom because it's the perfect time for that space. And it's been obviously an incredible space in its entire existence, but just right now, that space and the time that we're in with nightlife are meeting, and it's really showing what people are going out for, what people are craving. And I think that it's the death of bottle service. No one really wants bottle service anymore. And of course, there's bottle service at Celeste, but it's not based on that. No. Most places open up or had opened up for the last 10 years, bottle service driven. No dance floors in sight. Mm-hmm. And I think now, as places start to open up, as nightlife is rebuilding, as it's coming back, you're going to see smaller rooms with dance floors. Couple of tables. I was just talking to Slot A last week about this, which is out now. Go watch it. I think that, if I was going to open a spot right now in the time that we're in, I'd open a room with a dance floor and I'd have 2 tables. And I want those tables to be empty. I want those to be true VIP. If somebody's in that table, they spent at least $5,000 on it. Everyone's so worried about filling their tables. Get the comp bottles in here. Call 10 of your friends. If you get 10 of your friends to come, I'll give them a free bottle. I just want to fill the room. I want it to make it look full.
Yeah.
I think that's dead. I think moving forward, we need to have empty tables. Only 2 of them, though. VIP. Don't have fucking 15 tables. Have 2 of them and have real VIP.
Yeah.
When somebody's in that table, oh shit, that they're somebody. They're not just a group of 10 people that got a free bottle.
I actually love that. I think the only thing I would change is because I am so, with DJ and, supporting the artist, like, I think you got 2 tables for the VIPs, and then you got 1 for the DJ's friends. The people that are there to enjoy. You don't think so? No.
If somebody's in that table, they need to be a fucking boss. And that's what it was.
Yeah.
When bottle service first started, that's what it was, and then it just got bastardized and stepped on to the point where they'll sell you a bottle for $50 just to get the room filled because their room is all tables.
Yeah.
And without them filled, it looks whack.
No, that makes sense. I mean, you're definitely right with the dance floors being the most important thing. I mean, people want to dance. Like, I get it. If you want a table, you want to have like a nice night with your friends and just like sit down and have some drinks poured for you, like, cool. But like, if you're at a club where there's dancing, like, I do like a table, but I'm rarely at the table. Like, it's like a base for me.
It should be a privilege.
I agree.
It should be a privilege. I mean, and I think the DJ should have some perks. There should be a green room.
Yeah.
And if you got homies,
I agree.
Put them in the green room.
I think green room is...
Keep them in the booth, have a good time, but have 2 VIP tables. And just off the fact that you only have 2 and they're not always taken, when they are, everybody in that room knows that there's a reason that person's at that table.
If you have a great green room and we're taking care of the artists, fine. But make the VIP table as much as you want. That's cool with me. I think that I like that idea too, because like I feel like a lot of people are like so hungry on status, or they just think that the table makes you better than whoever's on the dance floor. It's like, you got that table for free.
Yeah.
And I know that.
Yeah.
Because I put you there.
Yeah.
like you're not better than this person right here. Like, I get it. Like, you're having fun, you're getting drunk, but like, you're not actually a VIP.
No.
So, but I get that. I understand that. God, what would you really want to own a club though?
Man, I don't know. I go back and forth on this all the time. Like, if I had the opportunity if somebody was like, Zach, you've been doing this for 20 years. I know you have at least enough knowledge to do something in this room and put all of your knowledge to use. I'm going to, I got $5 million worth of investors. I want you to operate this and be a partner or something. I would love that. Do I want to put my own money up?
Yeah, it's like
maybe if I got the right people,
team,
if I had confidence in it, yes. But I don't aspire. Some people aspire to like own a club one day. I don't really aspire to it. But also, I've been doing this like this is all I know. So if the opportunity was there, I'd have to take advantage.
Yeah, no, I hear that.
You know
and
what
like, I think, truthfully, like I think you'd be a great candidate to do it. I just think it's like it's just a wild part of the industry. Like it just becomes, I think for me personally, because I've worked with a lot of different club owners, a lot of different venue owners, I just wonder if they still find the joy in it, because I feel like it sucks a lot of the fun out of it. And like I still find there's still so much fun in music for me. And yes, I'm still very novice and I'm still new to not the industry, but making it my full career. So I'm sure at some point it could feel a little burnt out, but like, I feel like club owner, like that's just all you're worried about, the bottom line. And that is it. I feel like, and I could be wrong. I probably am, but like, it just, to me, like, I feel like I could just suck it out of you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'd hate it a lot of days.
Yeah,
I'd imagine.
But there's those days you'd be like, I love this. This is it. This is it.
Yeah. To do something like to push the culture forward would be the ultimate goal, not to make money. Like obviously you have to make money, but like
just to operate, right?
Some people, I think that right now with the decline in bottle service and all that, these club owners that have owned clubs for years and years and years, they lived in the bottle service era and they got the $20,000, $30,000 tables, $15 million in 1 year made. And now maybe you're only making $2 million, but if you're making money, you're making money.
Yeah.
They are stuck in the 15 million. Well, times change.
Yeah.
If you didn't blow all your money and you can still pay your mortgage.
I think that's the problem. Yeah. I think a lot of these guys are spending so much, and they did really well, but now they're spending even more and it's just not coming back. That return is not coming. So now it's like we're forced to, up prices on everything. Like kind of like how the Brooklyn Mirage was supposed to just be the Mecca of house music and EDM, and just all of these great artists were coming. I mean, they had literal shows booked until next year, and then the venue wasn't even to code. Like, that gave me like chills down my spine, because it was like, what are we doing that we feel like we have to rush stuff? Like, they all figured it out. They didn't figure it out, but the artists figured it out. They still did their shows, still sold out. Like, all these cool venues in New York still happen. If they just would have waited and brought it out in 2026, we would be sitting on probably one of the best venues of all time. But they didn't. They didn't do code. They rushed everything. That's why like owning something like that scares me, because you get so influenced by the bottom line that you make mistakes. And I mean, that's just like, that's one that will be like, they'll do studies on that. Like they have to almost like they fucked that up so bad that I hate it for them. So it's like, make sure you cross those T's and dot those I's, or you're going to get just left behind and maybe with nothing to show for it. So,
yeah. I don't know. I've never been one to like look at the ring at the end of the night and compare it to last year and like know the numbers and know the bottom line and all this and that. But I just got to imagine a world where you can open a beautiful space that provides a good time for the consumer and like has real soul and meaning to it, not strictly revolved around dollars.
I agree. There's definitely that happy medium out there.
I got to imagine
there definitely is. I mean, I think everyone could probably, you could probably shave some dollars off some drinks. You could probably shave some dollars off of off of a few things and still operate fine. I think it just comes down to who you're working with. To your point, like if you have a great team, and like that's even to my own points, like that's why we're so good. That's why I think Solicitous is growing at a rate that I'd never could have imagined, is because of the people. Like at the end of the day, it's always the people. Like that's who's doing it. That's who's behind it. And like, it's, you know, there's no computers that do what we do. You know, yeah. Do I use? Not yet. Do I use AI? Of course I use it. I make sure I use it. You know, I have them draft, you know, parts of emails for me to make sure that I'm sounding, you know, is better than I do. But that's just to get into the door. And then once they meet me, they're like, all right, well, this is someone we can actually, this isn't a robot. This is like the email sounded. This is a real person. So it's always about the crew. It's about the people you got behind you, you know? Solicitous is not just me. And a lot of these companies are not just them. It's, you know, it's the team. So I think you're right. I think if you have a good team, you can make it happen. You can figure it out. Especially if you got someone with deep pockets that's helping get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
Deep pockets and a long shaft.
That helps. Those help. You gotta start wearing those tight pants so everyone can see them, you know? People are hiding out here now.
Yeah, they're scared.
They are scared.
I think we should end on that. This was great. I know you got to go soon. I'm not sure how long we've gone, but it feels right. This was, I really enjoyed the conversation. Generally curious about all the things that I asked, because I know nothing about management or any of that. So it was great. And I hope, you know, anyone that listened was able to learn something. Maybe you'll get some people that'll reach out and want to be
I hope so.
part of the team. And as you grow, you know, I'm glad you're here in Chicago and providing something for the artists here, and it's nice.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I had a great time. It's my first podcast ever. I really liked it. I mean, this setup in here, a lot of you guys at home can't really see this place, but it's great. It's great setup in here. I mean, as professional as it gets, I appreciate it, and I'm excited to see it. Excited to see what goes into behind it and everything. So it's gonna look good. You got Diamond Cut the God on the 1s and 2s. Yeah, absolutely. Also, wanna shout out a few events we got coming. Yeah, absolutely. You know, we got Barstool. Actually, when's this gonna come out? This will drop on Monday. What's the date? October 27th. Well, perfect. October 27th. That means we got November 1st, Timeout Market with Thank You for Dancing, Death by Disco. We got an incredible lineup. We got Kyle Kench. We got Twan. We got a lot of the lineup on Solstice will be there. We got Gene Hunt coming through, legend. Main stage is going to be sweet. And then we're working on something together right now. We are. Black Friday, baby. Black Friday, Wonder Hotel, that one. No, the Wonder Museum. Wonder Museum. I'm thinking of other hotels. My bad. Don't quote me on that. But that one's going to be sweet. That one's really cool. The moving parts that we have going, the blank canvas that we have to play with, that one's going to be special. I'm very excited about that one. Yeah, so am I. Yeah. It's proven to be way more than I could have ever imagined. Yeah. So I'm glad that you're helping us out. Twan's helping us out. It's Heavy, White Shadow. We got a bunch of shit going on, but I think it's going to come together well. I think it's definitely going to come together. It's a grind. I think a lot of people don't realize what goes behind producing events. And I think it's good that it's like that. Because, you know, you don't want people thinking of that while they're even there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that go behind, you know, helping you guys have a good time and, you know, making those drinks cost what they do. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. There's a lot coming this quarter. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Hell yeah. Absolutely. And I'll see you tomorrow. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, a little tour. Thanks for joining us. Absolutely. Thank you guys for watching. If you're on the YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel, drop a little comment, algorithm activating activity. Absolutely. For the kid. Tickle my taint a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Peace. Peace, guys. Well, all right. Battle raps cause I've shaken grown men to the point that they can't even face their own friends. That's why they rhyme about jewels, not life, cause the ice on which they skating is so thin. That's what I love about the human soul. It'll usually show when the truth ain't told. Use a lie.